Okay, hi everyone. This is Debbie, and I'm from the Healthcare and Science Career Community. And I am here today with Carlo Varquez from LifeStart and Pride Wellness, and we're here to talk about his career journey. Carlo, thank you so much for taking the time to talk with me today, and welcome. Can you
Yeah,
explain? Yeah, can you explain what your jobs are, both at LifeStart and at Pride Wellness, and what you would do on a daily or weekly basis?
yeah. So I'll start this in order. I started Pride Wellness right in the thick of the pandemic. So this was June 2020. And just to give you some background story, it was because my former studio at the time shut down. I used to be a studio manager for Fit Body Boot Camp in the suburbs of Glenview. And we made the transition like almost every fitness studio did or fitness related gym did, and went virtual. So we did virtual for 2 months. Um, the owner decided to to close things down because of rent and stuff like that. And we were really close. And I was like, what are you gonna do with all these members? I mean, yes, we dropped members, but there's still a good amount of people really interested in continuing their fitness journey via virtual. And she pitched out several ideas, and essentially I took on all those clients through a
Mm.
different name. So that's where Pride Wellness was born. Um,
Mhm.
so I did that. It was basically virtual classes via Zoom. Like if you were to go to an Orange Theory, there's a class at 6, 8, 10
Sure.
a.m. That's what I did. I hop on a Zoom at certain times, people would join. Um, Now Pride Wellness has shifted since I've ended those classes. Now I do more online coaching since I got certified with my nutrition specialist coach through NASM. And when I ended classes, I joined LifeStart, which is a amenities service basically. But LifeStart owns many gyms down in the Chicago downtown area and as well across the country. Basically, they manage the fitness facility and manage events for
Mm.
buildings whose tenants are companies. So that's where the amenities come from. Because some buildings has like a spa, massage area along with the gym. The two gyms that I manage, we don't have a spa, so I just take care of the gyms. With people slowly coming back into the office, trying to ramp up the fitness center again, so people are excited to come back. Still adhere to the safety rules and stuff like that. But no, this is an exciting time where I feel like we all feel like normality is coming, but we're just not sure how close that part of our life is coming.
Sure.
So right now I do my online coaching through an app, and then I do LifeStart.
Cool. And were you, I was going to ask you more about Pride Wellness. Were you always planning on starting your own fitness business, or was this something that just came up because it was a really great opportunity?
I'll be honest. I never really wanted to start a business because I knew there was a lot of work to it, and I mean, I didn't get a business degree. I got my degree in health science and exercise physiology. So I'm like, I don't know anything about businesses.
Sure.
But I feel like life, you just don't know what's going to be thrown at you. And if you're open-minded and if you're just a curious human being, that's kind of like a good recipe because you're willing to try new things. But for me, I calculate the risks and I just couldn't calculate it. So I was just like, I'm just going to jump for it.
Sure.
If I take a loss, I'll take a loss. It just makes me a better human being, whether I win or lose. You know, that's a win ultimately itself. So never thought about owning a business, but I did, and I tried to the best of my ability. It was really fun. You learn things week by week, new strategies. You learn how people operate since you are the face of the business, and you kind of have to be a chameleon and adjust constantly. But it was a huge learning curve that I had to figure out, and I'm still figuring it out. But it was fun. It was good to jump into the waters, not knowing what's going to come out of it.
Yeah, that's exciting though. What do you find most rewarding about your jobs?
I'm sorry, can you say it again?
What do you find most rewarding about your jobs?
Most rewarding, honestly, it's the smiles that you put on people's faces. And
Mm.
I'm in the fitness industry, and your job is to help people. And little background story on me. I was thinking about going to clinical after I got my master's, and I did my internship in cardiac rehab. It was very fulfilling, and you see people come back after they've had a traumatizing accident. But my mind shift is like, I need to be in preventative healthcare. Okay, healthcare not in a sense that you're in a hospital, but taking care of other people's health. Prevent from them going through these vicious health cycles. So that's the best thing. People come in with a problem, and it's your job to figure out the solution and kind of paint out this map for them, and they don't even realize what you've done until they go through your plan. And then, after every workout, after every training program, they come in, feeling better on themselves, like they're a part of something, like they vision their life in a different way. That's a reward itself. And, it makes you smile at the end of the day.
Absolutely. I love that, thinking about fitness as preventive healthcare.
Definitely.
What do you find the most challenging?
The most challenging are the excuses that people give you when they're not ready to make a step. And, that's excuses are fine. Like, these people are honestly, like, when someone comes to you and asks questions, they're curious. They're not just going to ask you questions for the heck of it. They want answers, but they don't want to seem like maybe they're desperate, or maybe they don't want to seem like they really, really need help. So they try to ask, they come to you very consciously, I feel like. And then you give them a little sample, and then you ask, what would be different if you make these changes? And they give you like, oh, this could be different. And they're like, okay, what do you want to start? Like, what's preventing you from starting? And then here comes a few excuses, and they're very valid. And just kind of navigating, how can I rework this where you can see yourself doing it? So, and every person's different. You feel like you heard every excuse in the book, and then you just got hit from a very, unique situation. I was like, okay, let me quickly brainstorm in my head. If I can't figure it out, I have colleagues that might figure it out. So it's like, someone comes up to you with a question or concern, you never leave them alone. It's either, if you don't know it, you go find the answer. I have a whole network of trainers that I work with, and we're always brainstorming together. So if I don't know the answer, I can ask someone else and try to find the answer at least.
Sure, that's great. So you're a certified personal trainer, and you said a certified nutrition coach. Can you tell me a little bit about the certification processes?
Yeah, so I'm certified through NASM, which is the National Academy of Sports Medicine. And this is one of the few governing bodies that can say, hey, you're a certified personal trainer. And there's several out there. So I'm NASM certified to be a trainer. I'm also NASM certified to be a nutrition coach. And that doesn't make me a dietitian. I can't recommend certain meal plans. I can give guidelines to certain diets, if that makes sense. So if someone wants to do just like a standard keto diet, I look up the guidelines, and then I can just advise them like, hey, here's what you got to do. And then I can just monitor the progress. But if there's something that's beyond my scope, then I'll refer them to a dietitian or something like that. But to be honest, what I've learned with nutrition, not many people need very strict diet plans. They just need accountability. We all know it too. You don't eat this because it's high in sugar, high in calories. So that's what I do with my app. I have my clients who want who wants nutrition accountability to upload their diet into MyFitnessPal and through another app. It's synced with another app called Trainerize. I can look what they're eating and look where the calories are coming from, and then I just make comments like, hey Beth, it looks like we were a little over our calories for carbs this day. Maybe next day or in 2 days, let's cut down or something like that. So I'm able to comment and just kind of be their voice in their head, or actually in their pocket with their cell phone, and just monitor them and just give out advice. So I feel like it's another way to attract people, because everyone needs guidance a little bit.
Sure. And what was it like to get certified for both of those areas?
Yeah, so let's see here. When you purchase the program through NASM. It's all self-study. So there's different levels that you can purchase, but each level gives you like the outline and just basically study it. And there's practice quizzes and then chapter quizzes, and then ultimately the final quiz or test at the end. But I think you're given a year. I took the NASM CPT exam right after I finished my master's. So I was able to finish it in a month because it was kind of fresh in my head, like some of the knowledge. But you're given a year to do it. Same thing for the nutrition certification, which I wasn't, I didn't know too much. So that took me about 2 months to finish. But you are still given a year. So it's very self-paced. You know, if you're busy, let's say, you know, just life's in a way, you don't have to like cram in 3 or 4 months or 6 months. You're given a year to take the exam. For the CBT, I only think you only get one exam, and for the nutrition one, you get 2 chances. So those are the differences between them both. But there's very good content in each of them. You're going to see how NASM has their own ideology versus other governing bodies like ACE or ACSM. Like they all have their own ideologies. But what I've learned is that, you know, me working with our trainers, you take all these different thoughts and ideas and just kind of formulate your own training style. So you're always flexible, you know, find what's best for you and how you could coach others and how they're going to respond back.
Sure. So you mentioned you studied health science as an undergraduate and then received your master's degree in exercise science. What were some of the most impactful experiences, like internships or jobs or classes or a student organization that you were a part of?
Yeah, so in undergrad, I was very involved with pre-PT. That was my focus, pre-physical therapy. So I was around a bunch of rehab clinics, and it was good to see how, like for those who don't know physical therapy, most of it's like you got hurt or injured and you're trying to get back into normal daily things. Some parts aren't preventable, some are. And then when I did my internship and my master's, I was doing cardiac rehab, and like I said earlier, you see all these people on these stages, like something happened to them and they're trying to get back. So all those experiences made me realize I need to be in preventive care some form or shape. So not knowing, like I didn't go to Bradley, which my undergrad, wanting to be a physical trainer. It's just like my experience shaped my mind, and I finally realized what my niche was.
Sure. And how did you choose? Yeah, how did you choose your graduate program?
Yeah, I chose Northeastern Illinois because I always want to be in Chicago. I actually wanted to go to UIC as undergrad, and I was accepted also to SIU Carbondale and SIU Edwardsville for their program. But I already alluded to this. I've always been attracted to big city. I feel like there's a lot of opportunity up here, just for its massive size, and like there's a lot of people and, you know, gyms. Actually, at the time I was thinking about the hospitals. There's a lot of hospitals up here. But now there's also a lot of gyms here too. So I just feel like there's more opportunities in Chicago, and you can't escape the Midwest. There's so much love and hospitality here. So I wasn't even thinking about like other bigger cities.
Cool. What advice do you have for students who are interested in a career in fitness and wellness and preventive healthcare?
Yeah, so for my advice for them is to invest in yourself first before you can invest in others. If you're thinking about healthcare and fitness, you need to think about for yourself. It gives you credibility, you know, because you kind of practice what you preach. And B, if you're not following the right steps to keep yourself healthy, it's gonna be hard to tell others like the right steps to be healthy. And another advice is just to take every opportunity, no matter how big it may seem, or if you don't really understand. If you're like me, who try to do the cost analysis all the time and you just don't know what the end result will be.
Yeah.
If you feel like it's the right thing in your gut, just do it. And I'm a big advocate for that gut feeling. Doesn't make sense. You don't know why it's making you feel this way, but it feels right at the same time. So yeah, just follow your gut and take care of yourself. Really take the time. The 30 minutes a day to invest in yourself, basically.
I really like that. Invest in yourself before you invest in others.
Mhm.
So last question, when I interview you again in 2026, in 5 years, what do you hope we can talk about with your career?
That's a loaded question. I gotta think about it. Let me think about what I'm gonna be in 5 years. To be honest, like kind of be like a master trainer, but not at the same time. Like I want to be like a really good trainer and who knows a different type of skill sets and stuff like that. But I don't want people to know me like, oh, he's just like a really good trainer. I want people to know me like this guy. If you go to this guy, he will change your life, kind of. I want people to think, I'm this really humble person. I'm gonna work 100% to, make yourself a better person, stuff like that. So that's where I'm getting master trainer from. Just like I'm well known, people knows that I will work hard for them, and I'll just have this well-rounded skill set because I'm still learning. There's so many different types of fitness, so many different coaching styles. There's a lot of psychology in this field. Working with different personalities, especially those who are not as motivated. So I still have to go through. I still learn how to motivate others, especially. I mean, there's a whole few things that I'm still learning. And it's not just training. It's it's the people business. You're working with people, and people aren't robots. You have to work. You're working with their body. You're working with their emotions, with their mind. So there's still a lot for me to learn. And to be honest, I'm just going to keep learning until I can't learn anymore. And hopefully that makes me a master trainer somehow.
Yes, that's awesome. We love to hear about lifelong learning and continuing to add to your own skills. Thank you so much. I'm going to stop the recording.
Okay.